The jury system is the cornerstone of British justice, and today, after 2 weeks of evidence, 12 men and women have cleared Sergeant Martin Blake of murder. Over the last 2 years, Sergeant Blake has paid a huge personal and professional sacrifice. This has been an incredibly difficult time for him and for his family, and he has acted with professionalism and with dignity throughout. This case has had an enormous impact on many. Mr. Kaba's family and friends continue to grieve the loss of a loved one, and today will be tremendously difficult for them. Today's verdict is significant. No firearms officer sets out on duty intent on ending a life. Their sole purpose is the complete opposite, the protection and the preservation of life. Throughout the trial, the jury heard significant detail about the scenes that Sergeant Blake faced that night. They were told that the car Mr. Kaba was driving had been linked to a reported shooting the night before. The suspects were still at large and no gun had been recovered. Armed officers bravely intervened, not knowing the risk that they were about to face. The court heard Mr. Kaba try to evade police, ramming his vehicle into the others around him. Sergeant Blake made a split-second decision on what he believed was necessary to protect his colleagues and London. The jury decided that was an honestly held belief and that the force used was reasonable. Any fatal use of force understandably prompts huge concern amongst communities, particularly black communities where trust in policing is low. There remains much for us to do to strengthen confidence in our service, and we know that incidents like this can place further strain on already difficult relationships. No police officer is above the law, but we've been clear that the system holding police to account is broken. I worry about the lack of support officers face for doing their best, but most of all, I worry for the public. The more that we crush the spirit of good officers, the less that they can fight crime. That risks London becoming less safe. Our armed officers respond to more than 4,000 incidents each year, but there are only 1 or 2 incidents where shots are fired by police each year. It is undeniable that they are the most professional, most accountable and most cautious in their use of lethal force in the world. Their operations have prevented countless acts of violence across our city. For example, last year alone they removed more than 400 guns from our streets. I remain humbled and deeply proud of officers who continue to protect London despite the risks they face. They continue to have my full and my unwavering support.